Hi everybody, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do the weekly daily. I wonder how many people noticed that last week I called it the daily weekly. Well, I suspect that's going to happen several times, so we can all laugh about it together. This is a pick a card reading that gives you a reading for every day of the week. And this week is going to be a big one for all of us. And so I'm very busy with something else, but I wanted to come on here to make sure that you guys got a good reading in for every day of the week. The way you play this game, and I know some people find that really hard to figure out, let me explain it, is there are 7 options as there are 7 days in the week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what you can do is write a list from 1 to 7 and put the days of the week next to each number. And that is going to be a reading for that day of the week. So for example, number 2 can be Monday, number 4 can be Thursday, number 7 can be Sunday, number 6 can be Wednesday. So keep that list and then you can come back to this reading or watch it all right now and you'll get 7 readings for every single day of the week. I think it's a fantastic reading and it's been coming through really well. Another reading that you guys can look out for is Mars conjunct Pluto. So this week, it's not only the new moon in Aries, which is huge because it's with Chiron and Lilith, and I'll try to get to that if I can, but I don't think I will. It just suffice it to say it's going to be a huge week with regard to this new moon, and I think that it's going to be very healing. A lot of the self-conscious feelings you've been having or feelings of doubt about your own abilities, I think that you'll get something in your life that will help to boost that. And then the biggest thing that I feel that's going on is that the planet Mars is with the planet Pluto and the planet Jupiter. But technically Mars and Pluto are together right now in Capricorn with Jupiter. And this is where things are going to get very intense. Let me know in the comments if you want something dedicated. I should really be doing it today, but we ran out of time. Every day is like by the minute, so I'm trying to fit in readings and, just make it all work. But you guys have to bear with me a little bit for the next 5 days or so. It's going to be an intense time for all of us. If you guys like the daily content, follow me on Twitter. At Veroosh Tarot, #dailyish. I'm constantly on there and just touching base, but I just do need a couple days off now to get something organized. Okay, so I'm going to read the order of the cards from 1 to 7, and then I'll tell you how each day of the week will fare. You can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but you can also do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever makes sense to you. So I hope that if you're not ready, you're going to pause the video and select your order. And then if you are ready, we can begin. I'm going to start with pile 1. And I have 9 cards per day today because it's such an intense energy. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. And I have a feeling that it's going to be a breakthrough week, so just hold on tight. I think collectively, maybe I'll say more at the end. I'll summarize everything at the end, maybe, if I can. But yeah, that's what we'll do I just came up with that, so we'll do that at the end just to give some final thoughts because it's going to be a huge week for all of us. But it is a big week, and so I added an extra card. I forgot what I said because I got very overwhelmed. But anyway, but otherwise I'm good, and I hope you are too. And I hope you keep strong and keep going. And yeah, that Mars and Pluto energy is going to be huge. So it's actually a direct square to my Mars and Pluto because Mars and Pluto are conjunct in my chart in Libra. So it's intense. Big moves, Veroosh. Okay. All right. So let's start with number 1. And I hope big moves for you for the better. So be prepared to take big steps. That's what I think I was trying to get at. Be prepared to have your game face on and face the world and its challenges. Okay. I know you can do it. All right. So as you guys know, I picked from the bottom because that's how I lay out the cards and it keeps the order consistent. Okay. So if for number 1, you have the Ace of Pentacles, And then you have the Empress. Okay, so whatever the day this is. And then you have the Page of Swords. Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, secondary transits in Earth, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. There's a strong woman around who is giving you an opportunity. And I feel like she's setting you on a path that you will follow through on your own. So this is like somebody giving you a reference, someone who's stepping in and helping you in a practical sense, giving you money, giving you a way through, giving you some kind of clarity, and you're going forward. The next three cards are well-deserved reward, the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, something, you're coming up as very, very strong financially on this day. Also a strong connection with your mother on this day, or another female figure. If you're married to a woman, there's a very strong connection with her at this time. Then we have the Seven of Swords, seek the truth. There's more to this situation. There's more to do with the motivations than is apparent on the surface. So she's generous, but there's more to the story there. And it's a good story. It's she's motivated by compassion, and she's motivated by something deeper that you don't know yet. So be patient and look out for that. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles again. Wow, strengthening bonds. So you're moving forward in some direction. This is very much you, the Page of Swords, moving forward, making a big move, making a big change, a successful decision towards the future. This is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is the Ace of Pentacles. So that's a very strong energy for you today. And then we have the Ace of Earth. Do you see that? 3 decks, 3 aces of pentacles. 3 aces in tarot means success, financial success, guaranteed success. The decision you've made is great. Although you may on some level be doubting it, this is saying like, holy moly, this is a grand trine in Earth, right? Powerful grand trine energy pushing you forward towards a successful decision. Although maybe in some way you're still trying to understand where it's coming from or why it showed up for your life in this way. Whatever you do on this day will be extremely successful, and it's motivated by resources, ability. Then we have the Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Somebody has a very deep heart around you. There's deep layers of love around you. Somebody has deep compassion for others. They don't look at things at the surface. This person is front and foremost in your life on this day. And then we have the Three of Water, which is you're moving towards reunion. You're moving towards reunion with others, reconnection. You're being guided towards some path and new adventure. Now she gives you some kind of approval, and this hit me right away, that the way that you're moving forward is very much to do with like breaking new ground. So whatever you're doing, these 3 aces, you're putting something in the ground, you're making a successful move, and then also you're on the footsteps of a reunion with someone, reconnecting with someone, and I have a feeling that the connection is really strong and great. So that's this day for you guys. I can't believe we got 3 Ace of Pentacles. I've never seen that in a reading in my life. That means this day, whatever day of the week you chose, is going to be a big one. Okay, so remember that. Okay, pile 2, let's go for it. Let's take a look at your cards for pile 2. We have the Seven of Pentacles. So on this day, you're taking account of what you have, and then you're kind of making plans of how to move forward with things. You're financially planning or physically planning your way forward. You have some things to use, and you're moving forward with them. Then there's the Magician. There's a continual flow of energy that supports you. The choices that you make on this day are going to be very powerful, and they're going to change some aspects of your reality. So they're going to change aspects of how you are in the world. They're going to change and inform like your actual structure and what you're doing. So a powerful gesture, movement forward. And then you have the Tower. You're about to make a huge change on this day. Hold on tight. We're going to clarify this with more cards. But it really does look like on this day, you're making a move for the future. You're making a move for the long term. And I think that you're foresight, or the way that you're looking on this day, is sort of long term. You're planning something for the long term, okay? The next message is the Last Judgment. This is Pluto, so this is the planet that is conjunct Mars at this time. This is the card of decision making. So you're making a very powerful and potent decision on this day, and it has to do with financial resources moving forward. You've settled your mind on something on this day. You've settled your mind on a trajectory, a goal that you're trying to achieve, okay? And you're going to go fast because we heard that motorbike. This is one of my favorite cards, which is Nine of Swords, but it's just such a beautiful card, Darkest Fears. Somebody around you is sort of, I think, afraid of your power. Somebody around you is intimidated, and I don't think that you should invest too much time in that energy. You can't convince someone who's in that state to trust you. All you can do is pull back and allow them to come and turn around to your circumstances when they are ready. Right now it's saying if you're wanting on this day to reach out to someone who doesn't trust you, this is saying don't do it, because they are distrustful at an extreme and they may be paranoid. Of course, a lot's going on in the world. Astrologically, Pluto and Mars are together, so this is saying don't confront the situation because it could topple over. And then we have that new moon in Aries, which is with Chiron, which is the point in which we feel vulnerable. And Lilith is there as well. And so there's this feeling of people may feel vulnerable, and not everybody deals with vulnerability well. So this is really saying, like, hold off, the Hanged Man, and observe. So study the people you're interacting with on this day. Hang back a little bit. You know, go slow. Rome wasn't built in a day. You've made your decision and you're strong. So confronting the opinions of others may not work to your benefit. You may want to work and refine whatever it is you've decided on your own, and then deal with this later when energies have subsided, when their tempers have subsided. So somebody seems like they're around you and they're reactionary. They're ready to react, okay? Oh, I love this card. This is the Seneschal. Do you see the little keys there? That's really powerful. The Knight of Pentacles. So this is a decision about money, about going forward with regard to money, and you're in a strong position. You're making a move. You're using one of these keys to open a door in your life. That's a metaphor for actually making a choice and a decision that you're moving towards. But it's saying, like, make that choice on this day on your own. Make this choice on this day away from the interjection of others. They'll pull you down with them. When you're figure skating or when you're swimming, when you're figure skating and someone falls and you're figure skating next to them or just skating on ice, then they have a chance of pulling you down with them as they struggle to stay up. And when you're swimming and someone's drowning, when you swim out to help them drown or help them, save them from drowning, they run the risk of pulling you down with them. Now, this person's not falling apart, but I sense that they're, how do you say, paranoid. They're experiencing high stress, and they're experiencing just irregular thinking patterns from high stress. So they're just stressed out, and it's causing them to react funny. This isn't the time to talk to them. That's all this is saying. That doesn't mean that your relationship is bad. It's just saying that right now they're at their worst and it's better to wait. Then we have the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Separate yourself, it's saying. Separate yourself from the interjections and the phobias of other people. Phobias can be extremely, this is fears, right? They can be extremely toxic. And the word that I was thinking of that I remembered today on Twitter was groupthink. It's a phenomenon in which people are making fun of this toilet paper thing, right? Well, the toilet paper thing is an example of groupthink. One person, it's like the lemmings. One person sees one person buy toilet paper, everybody else buys toilet paper. It's a nonsensical way of thinking that happens in groups. And so be aware of that. Knowledge is power, and especially in these types of situations. So you want to play this smart. You want to pull back and not destroy a relationship or not challenge a relationship. And then you can go back to it when they're fears have subsided. Fear is an incredible motivator for destruction because people do things and then they get stuck in those fears. It's not horrible, it's just, it feels like you've decided something and you should protect it from this person, okay? Here is the next message. We have the King of Pentacles, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. So by pulling back and making your decision, you're going to be very successful with the decision you make today. That's a really wonderful message. So it's saying not now, very slow. Somebody's paranoid, somebody's afraid. But you will be very successful. You just pull back and hold on to your decision, and the outcome will be great. Okay? So just pull back from somebody's phobias, paranoias, and so forth. That's number 2. Sorry this got long. I don't mind taking a longer time today because this week is a big week. So we'll do all of them as much time. If it's 2 minutes, 2 minutes. If it's 10 minutes, we'll do it for 10. Okay? So... and then I'll do a summary at the end, I decided. I've never done that before, but I think that this week maybe we can do... I have the cards to the side, so we can do a collective reading, or maybe we'll do a pick a card at the end, okay? Okay, so number 3. So you should have a day of the week assigned to this, Monday through Sunday. And let's go, okay? So we have the 9 of Cups. So this day feels really good right from the beginning. It feels like you wake up and things are going your way. This is a great day to make decisions, to move forward in the direction you want to move forward in. And even if you are self-isolating, something like that, this is also a great time to make plans, to prepare yourself for whatever you feel you need preparation for. This is a good day to tackle whatever things you need to. Also, good luck is coming into your life on this day. Then we have the Strength. So this very powerful day. I bet on this day, wherever you are, there's going to be a bit of sunshine coming through. So sunshine, happiness, you wake up with a smile on your face. Many people are waking up after crazy dreams, stress, whatever. So when you have this day like that, it really is distinct because you kind of recognize, oh, this day is really beautiful, this day is really happy, there's a lot of positivity for you to draw on, and you want to use that energy to your betterment in whatever directions you're going. The King of Wands, a Sagittarius or an Aries, so you feel like somebody is drawing towards you, and this is somebody's approaching you with admiration. This is a very strong spiritual person, a person who is drawn to your inner smile. This is a person who wants to speak with you. I'm not sure what the purpose of that conversation is, but this person is very drawn towards you at this time. And from the time that you're waking up, you will sense that you will hear from this person or somehow connect with this person. So this person's very much in admiration of you. 4 of Pentacles, open up. Okay, so there we go. Actually, you know what? There's a couple cards in this deck that look like me. She looks like me a little bit, if you guys are wondering. I'm not an exact, I don't have such dark hair, but she looks like me quite a bit. Let me show you guys so you can see, because people always wonder what I look like. I kind of look like that a little bit. I'll show you the card if it comes up that I look like. There's a card in this deck that I look like a lot. Anyway, not to get myself into it, but people wonder, so I like to share. So the 4 of Pentacles here. So I think that you kept your boundaries up with something. You didn't let someone in the past few days. Okay, so this is your response to something that happened a couple days ago. You didn't let something have sway in your life and control you in a particular way. You stood up for yourself and you felt strong. So you held your own in a situation. And so by holding your own, you in some way stood up for yourself, and so you wake up on this day feeling more empowered, stronger, and like more ready to tackle things. And that's part, and you're also excited because you sense that this King of Wands, who could be a man or a woman, any sign, we're just looking for a spiritual person, is paying attention to you, and they're coming in towards you in one way or another. Then we have the 5 of Pentacles, challenging times, okay? He's like ready for them. The Knight Templar, right? Have you guys heard that the Knights Templar apparently came to Canada and they hid there's some suggestion that they hid something in Nova Scotia. Maybe with all of this stuff going on, somebody should go out there and dig it up. So there's this island in Nova Scotia, which is a province on the east coast, and the Templars apparently came there, and they said that it's the Ark of the Covenant even. I've heard stuff like that, but there's a lot of assumptions about what they brought in. So this reminds me of that, because the trees in the background, like they went on a quest. You know, imagine coming to Canada in those years before everything was settled. Just a mysterious voyage across the Atlantic, right? And so, in some way, how do you say, you stand strong in front of the things that you have before you. You may find yourself that there's fewer people to interact with at this time, but you're also thankful for that, because there is less noise from people that are wasting your time. So the people who are there with you are the people who are meant to be, and you're excited because you sense that more people are coming in from your vibration, from your tribe. The next message is the Tower card. We're going to get this a lot. This card is ruled by Mars. So Tower transformation. It's called Rebuild, so let's go with that. This is the John Holland Tarot. I always say in every single video that I use his cards that he should make a third deck, because I absolutely love this deck. Both of them, they're so gentle and beautiful, and they are psychic. This is called the Psychic Tarot for the Heart, and they really have that resonance. And they're not violent, if that makes sense. Like, the images are actually very peaceful. Even the Tower card feels like something that... You see this, it's like breaking up, or there's some kind of a transformation. She's changing into an angel. So I have a feeling that this person had been shaken up by something, the person who's coming in towards you. The person has been shaken up by something, and now they're, how do you say, they're vulnerable, and they're seeking someone who knows, and you're the person who knows, and they're drawn to you. This is just on this day. And then we have this card, the number 24. I'm sorry, I don't remember all the cards for this, but I remember this meaning. And so again, there's this strong energy here of you standing up for what you believe, and you standing up in your own power. So you have your identity. And so there's the turtle world that you stand on. This is your world, and you are the divine energy being guided by a higher purpose. And the heron is a beautiful symbol as well of change and transformation. So you are within your power, and you're holding a lotus, the connection to all life. So on this day you wake up fully strong and empowered. Let's see, it's very bright in here today. I don't even have the lights on. So you're standing here fully empowered, and there's a wolf at your side. I love wolves. Okay. So yeah, there's a wolf at your side. You're fully within your power. You were very discerning in a situation or circumstance. You were discerning and very choosy, and now you feel happy because you didn't let the crap into your life, maybe like before. And then we have the Three of Air. And in this deck, Three of Air is all about learning. Look at this little owl there. So learning something, taking a look deeper at your emotions, and feeling a great deal of strength. So you're going to meditate on this day. Think about your emotions. Think about, who's in your life and who isn't, and feel good about it. Feel good about the people that are not in your life, that were not really resonant with you anyway. So taking back your power. The next message is, this is my favorite card. It's the Portal. Oh my gosh, you got the Portal. Oh, on this day. Okay, so on this day, you are leveling up. It's a big level up, and I feel like the energy that's coming to you is transformative, and maybe he's gone through a tower that's made him very vulnerable, and he's seeking you out, but also you are going through a transformation in which you release attachment to people who are no longer serving you, and move forward in a direction that is alignment with who you are, and that's what you've been wishing for all along. This is so far the most powerful day. It's going to be very surreal, so whatever you have going on this day, then really give some time to meditation and nurturing yourself, and really take it one step at a time. This day is going to move very fast for you, and on this day I feel like you need some time to sit there and think, and yeah, just go with the good energy and confidence of this day that I see for you. Okay? Very cool. So that's number 3. So if you chose a day of the week for that one. So now we're on to 4. And let's take a look at your cards. So we have King of Cups first. So again, open-hearted, very loving energy. Now this is most likely you, a representation of you being very open-hearted, very ready for love, open to the world and the people around you. And then we have the 5 of Wands. And in some way, not everybody's going to... In all of these cards that I'm seeing, now these readings are for whoever watches them, so it's not for the whole world, it's for who connects to this channel, to this energy, right? And so there's this feeling that you're very well aligned and you have great clarity about what you need to do. It's that Mars-Pluto conjunction. It gives great clarity, very abrupt and matter-of-fact energy. And so, you know how I'm a realist sometimes? That's my Mars-Pluto in Libra conjunct. It's a very kind of, and in Capricorn it's even more intense, you know? Whoever is born at this time is going to be wowzer, like through these days. If you're having a child at this time, it's going to be such a powerful child. Very powerful. Anyway, so this King of Cups and whatever you've come to realize about yourself in your outside world, it doesn't necessarily mean that people around you at this time will understand what you're about, but I think that you're prepared to face it. The more they don't understand, the more you're onto something. The more disruptors, I was talking to a friend of mine and I was talking about someone being a disruptor. And when a person's a disruptor, disruptive energy, they typically have a lot of opposition because they're going against the grain of what everybody feels complacent to. So it's actually a good thing. It's a sign that you have like a power that not everybody's going to understand. So you have to make your play. You have to figure out your strategy with regard to that. And then there's some kind of big ticket idea in the world that you're seeking. You may not find it on this day, but it's going to be on your mind. You're going to be thinking, how do I put into effect the thing that's on my mind? And how do I make it work in the world? How do I make that connection? There may be some people opposing you on this day, you know, fussing around, causing, not seeing the picture. This is so far one of the things at the end, if you guys watching live want to remind me, one of the main things at the end that I noticed that I want to speak about at the end is that it's a lot about you knowing your truth vis-a-vis other people around missing the point and you really needing to follow through with your vision. This isn't a time to second guess yourself. That new moon in Aries is going to happen a lot. Maybe you can tell me what the new moon is on the 24th, right? So maybe tell me in the comments which day of the week, which number was the 24th, so I can just see and maybe write me a little bit about it if you feel like it. We have the 3 of Swords, sadness and isolation. So it's not really about that. In the past, you struggled with circumstances in which the disapproval of others made you step away from who you are and what you wanted to do. And that's like social impacts, or how do you say this? It's a word, I forget. It's, you know, like influence, social influence, or... In high school, this happens a lot. Well, it happens throughout our whole life, and I'm just forgetting the word. It's just, but it's basically you are caving to who you are by the influence of others, and so on this day, you're rising up out of that suppression, and you're like, no, I don't need your influence. I don't need your opinion on this. And this is like a purely foundational day. This is the root base chakra, which has to do with like setting a foundation down for the next steps, thinking about money, thinking about home, thinking about family, meditation that connects you to the earth, those kinds of things. Okay, next message is the Chariot card, move, which is the card of Cancer. And you know, the Cancer card, the Chariot card, is one of the most dynamic cards in the deck. It represents rising up out of yourself and being transformative to your world. So on this day, you are going to make a bold move forward on something, if you're not physically going anywhere, which most likely, hopefully, most of you aren't, then you're emotionally rising up in the world. Like I told you, when I saw the world in the first place, I was like, you're branching out, but you may not necessarily be there yet, but you will be thinking about it. And seeing it and seeing your trajectory, the direction you want to go, is the first step in the success. That's 90% of the work. So when you see where you want to go, when you visualize exactly what you want to do, that's when you hit bullseye, right? Okay. Then we have the King of Swords. No, this is the Knight of Swords, the scribe. So there's been a strong review of your thoughts and feelings, and also self-criticism and control. Self-criticism, not outside criticism, and you're rising above that. So that has to do with peer pressure. That's the word I was looking for. Peer pressure from others, you know, pulling you back. Remember, look at this. He's turning. I love this card. It's the best Three of Swords I know. So instead of being coiled up and listening to the peer pressure of others, not letting him be himself, he turns around and he pushes himself forward. And he faces it even, or she faces it. It's like, you don't have to run from it. Doesn't mean you have to be confrontational, but you're definitely not bowing down. And then you have the Two of Fire, one of my favorite cards because it reminds me of the Never-Ending Story, the two sphinxes, you know, the ones that shoot with their laser eyes. I hope that they remake Never-Ending Story, but I hope that they don't ruin it, because I have a feeling if they do, they will ruin it. And fun fact, all the city pick videos in Never-Ending Story were filmed in Vancouver, so that's where I live, if you're curious. So I have a feeling that in some way it's like you're meeting like the thing that stood in your way over and over again, you're confronting it. Peer pressure, whatever thing that's been stopping you from rising above, you're confronting it on this day because you wake up with such strength in your heart, you know? And then you have the Four of Earth. So power. Nobody can mess with you. You become a fortress on this day. You'll feel a great sense of accomplishment on this day, like you're really ready to take the bull by the horns, that kind of energy. So this is Sun in Capricorn. So this may have started for you, a completion of a cycle that started for you with the eclipse in Capricorn on December 26, 2019. Okay? Big moves, you guys. Let's move on to number 4. No, this is 4, 5, 6, so number 5, sorry. And let me know in the comments when I finish if you want a summary and if you want a little pick a card with the cards that we used for like higher energies, just like we did in the other day's reading. Okay, so number 5, welcome to my channel. You should have picked a day of the week for this one. Let's see your message. You have the 10 of Cups. So this is Mercury in Pisces, right? So very, very connected to family, reaching out to family, bonding, you know, talking through FaceTime, on the phone, Skype. And then we have the Devil, which is the card of Capricorn. Now this should come up a lot right now because of like everything that's in Capricorn. the whole shebang is in Capricorn. So, you know, I feel like despite maybe talking to family about the things that are on your mind is, you know, the things that are worrisome to you. Maybe you're hearing from family members who are worried about the way forward, and you're patient through it. You keep going. This is Sun in Virgo. So you keep on keeping on, keep diligent. I have a feeling that a family member is going to disclose to you on this day that they're worried about circumstances or they're going to want to talk. And I think that you'll kind of face that, but also at the same time you have to take care of your mental health to make sure that you're taken care of and, you know, that everything's neutralized. 8 of Swords next, helpless and hopeless, okay? There's a couple different options. I do sense that there is a little bit of hesitation to talk with this family member, whoever it is, or someone close to you. I do sense that you are very like you're not so convinced that you want to, but I think that once you will do it, and once you do it, it still will be troubling because everything's triggering like that right now, but also at the same time, it's not going to be as bad as you think, and I think that it's a necessary step in terms of karma, in terms of how you should treat others through this time. They need to talk. They need to be heard out. And yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but this is clearly saying that this is like, this is what your heart even wants, or this is what karma really wants, what the right path is, that you need to be there for people. And you have to be a little bit impersonal through the situation. Let's see what's in the corner. Oh, those are flowers. I'm like, what's there in the corner? The purple and green. Moving on. 8 of Cups. Oh, we have maybe another 8. We're almost at 888 is my favorite number, besides 777 and 111. Just so you know, if you like numerology. Oh, there is the other 8. Look at this. 888. There we go. Bingo. But I want the 8 here. Anyway, so the way you deal with this situation with a person who's freaked out or not doing too well is to just... Oh, there we go. We're back on. Let's see if it's working. I think it should work now. Let's see. Yes? Sorry about the interruption, guys. I'm just waiting to make sure that it's working. Yay! Okay, I'm back. Yay! Okay, so this new way of doing it is much better because when it crashes, then it's working. So there we go. I'm back on. So how much did you guys hear? Come back in. Oh, I lost a... That's okay. We'll finish and everybody will watch. It'll be one video, which I'm stoked. Sorry for the interruption. We're still on number 5. You didn't miss anything, I hope. I was so in the reading that I didn't notice that it turned off, but it looks like we're back on and everything's great. So thank you for coming back, and I'm going to get back into the reading now, okay? Oh, this is a much better system. So when it crashes, it won't kick me right off and we can start again. Sorry for the interruption, guys. This is good. This is very good news. Yeah, so welcome back. Thumbs up for everyone for... Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, yeah, good. Because it's a good reading, right? Like, I'm full into it. I'm not even paying attention to you guys. So, okay, so where was I? I was saying that you're dealing with a tough situation, and when we're dealing with tough situations, if we're constantly avoiding them, we don't learn the life lessons. And so there's a satisfaction here for having done it, the 8 of Pentacles. It's like, it's a tough thing to face, but at the same time, it's like it's helping you blossom because you haven't avoided it. You know, you learned your life lesson and you did what was right. You did the tough thing. And on this day, you'll feel very fulfilled by that. That's a high five from me. So then we have the Page of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. I think that there's some immaturity in terms of how you're feeling towards this family member. You don't want to hear it. You're tired. It's a whole mix of things. And, you know, and I think that that's okay too, to have those days where you're feeling intimidated. You don't want to go there with others. That's all right too. And then we have the Maiden. Beginning something. It's like a personal change. Like, who are you going to be? I'm very happy to see this, you guys. Who are you going to be? How are you going to be? There was this, it's like sometimes you have to visit someone who is inconvenient for you to visit, but when you visit them, it's good for them and it's good for you to, it's not self-sacrifice because it's not so dramatic and you shouldn't be visiting people. I was thinking of like, you know, like the auntie that you're visiting that's kind of loopy, but it's good for you to visit her anyway. Not right now, that was the example, but you're doing something that's inconvenient or someone who has dark thoughts and you're letting them talk to you about it. And that's what we're supposed to be doing right now. It's not all like glitz and glamour and happiness. You have to in some way be ready and willing to be there for others. And that's the hard work. And this feels like self-confidence. So I'm like, where is all this self-confidence coming from? I think it's here because you've done the job. And it's not like you're patting yourself in the back and looking in the mirror, you know, like, oh, I'm so great. I visited auntie or whatever. No, it's really the quiet. Like your focus changes on this day and you focus on what you were doing, but it's there. Like your strong character really is proven on this day. I'm happy for you. And then we have the Queen of Wands, and that makes you beautiful. Wow, I was like, where, from the other options, there was like so much self-confidence coming through. And I was like, where was that coming from? Self-confidence comes from doing good things. You know, it really does. Whatever it is that you do that's good, and if you're thorough about it and intense about it, that's where it comes from. You can't lie to yourself, right? You can lie to the outside world, but you can't lie to yourself. Who you are is measured by, you know, self-confidence. So this is my 2 thumbs up for you day. I'm so happy for you. Yes. Yeah, do the good thing for others on this day. So whatever day of the week is, you're visiting auntie or listening to, you know, the cousin who's having anxiety about everything or something that doesn't feel that great, but you're doing a great job. So your gold star from me and a little trifecta. Okay, so number 6 before I get carried away. That just made me really happy. Did you guys see? I'm like, oh, you guys are such good little kittens. Okay, so here is the next message. We have this on this day is like a lot of reminiscing about the past from the get-go. Also, you know, love you share with someone else. Really comes to the forefront, a focus on love. If you're in a relationship, you're connecting with this person. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles. It's a bond between you and someone else that's forged on this day, that you're not going to let each other down. It's really nice. It's like you look in each other's eyes and you feel that connection. And then you have the Justice. It's like, I feel like maybe something happened between you and this person where in some way, how do you say this? Something happened between you and this person, and there was bad karma between you two, like someone did something to someone else. And I think on this day, and it's always been in the back of your mind. That's been a big download with these readings, actually. So maybe this is another kind of takeaway for this week, that it's not self-confidence. What else did we have? Pushing forward. But there's also this, like, there's been a lot of downloads about relationships that were broken are now being repaired by intense circumstances that make you finally forget the transgression that happened. So someone wasn't there for you when you were there for them, you guys made up, but in the back of your head it was always a factor. Well, now there's enough stress in the situation that you're like, you're no longer feeling it. That emotional memory is gone, and therefore there's a cleared karma, and that's what you've wanted. It's like, yeah, it's a real reconnection with someone. 4 of Cups, opportunity beckons. Somebody reaches out to you. Someone's pulling you in. And then we have the crown chakra. It's a psychic connection between someone else in which you sort of build trust and understand that you're in it together. This is the card of Libra. It's a forgiveness energy. Then we have the Emperor. It's going to make you very strong. What is this? Kodak Black has like a really funny saying. So, you know, like behind every strong man is a strong woman. But Kodak Black says behind every successful man is a surprised woman. And I thought that was so funny. So yeah, whoever you're teaming up with on this day, it's goals. It's really strong. So anyway, next message is the Love card. Yeah, there's whoever you're dealing with on this day is a very true and genuine connection of unity. It might be more than one person, but to me it seems like one person. You and one person are a really strong team, and it's starting something new begins on this day. I'm stoked for this day. And then we have the 8 of Swords. And so there's still things to figure out and work out and weigh out. Maybe you're still wondering about some of the facets of what's going on in this day, but overall, I have a feeling that you feel freedom. You feel freedom and you feel empowered. That's the big sense. It's like, you know, somebody's really got your back and you feel that in a profound way. So that's the day, number 6. Behind every successful man is a surprised woman. That's Kodak Black. You guys should listen to Kodak Black. He's really funny. His lyrics are really funny. And he has a lot of good love songs, surprisingly, because he's a rapper, right? Okay, so number 7, let's go. So last daily weekly, then we'll do general comments, and I'll do a pick a card at the end for those of you watching live. So on this day, okay, so we're tackling confusion on this day, Venus in Scorpio. You know that there's something, maybe crazy dreams overnight, but you wake up in this state of Neptune, like, what's going on? I don't quite see the point of it all. And something's not right about something. You wake up knowing that you want to walk away from something. Oh, interesting. So you wake up and you sort of have known that something that you're involved in isn't necessarily what you want it to be, and you take a step away. And I think that you turn towards things that you trust, people you trust, your community, your church. You step towards what is concrete in your mind and something that you trust dearly. This is the card of Taurus. So you distance yourself from illusion towards something that is concrete and worthwhile to have faith in. Seven of Pentacles, awaiting results. This is a beautiful card. So I think that you had essentially rushed into a situation preemptively out of fear. So you signed up for something because you were afraid, or you had some kind of anxiety or worry about something because you were afraid. But I have a feeling that you're going to walk towards your goal in a big way. And I have a feeling that you are going to, like, that this is the motivating factor. So whatever mistake, it feels like you've mistakenly signed up for something that's not what it seems to be, or not what it appears to be, not what it promises. And you wake up on this day and you realize this. You're like, no, this is shady. It doesn't have to be a sign up. It can be like you're interacting with someone who's making you promises that are fake, or you become friends with someone who you realize you don't really want to be friends with for whatever reason. And so I think on this day you go in your own direction and you're like, no, I'm going to go in this direction. This is I'm still going after what's going to make me solid, but I'm going to go towards this, which is more trustworthy for me. And then we have solar plexus. This is my favorite plexus. This is my favorite chakra. And it rules, well, my north node is Leo, and this is ruled by the Leo sign. And it's Sun and Mars moving forward. So Mars with Pluto on this day. I know that on this week, Mars and Pluto are together, and that can cause a lot of challenging things, and a lot of people are saying, oh, challenging things may happen, but I want to really challenge you guys to to be redundant, but I really want to call on you guys to see it as an opportunity for a breakthrough as well. So no energy is good or bad alone. They're just very powerful energies right now. So within, these great things that are happening around us, there's great blessings also, and we have to keep on looking, even though we're saturated with information about, things that are pretty scary or intimidating. There's also wonderful, amazing breakthroughs in humanity. Just the fact alone that many people are waking up to realize, like, this is the way we need to go. This is the rapture, like this is the direction that we need to care about others. These are huge wins for society that 3 months ago were not really prioritized, frankly. We were talking a lot about the environment, we were talking about a lot of different things. So like, oh crap, we got to be nice to other people. Like when I walk around in Vancouver here, not like with distance, right? People are so nice right now. And I think that it's that wake-up call. So with every bad comes a lot of good, and it's important to like really sit in this energy. It's your center card. This is a day in which you're going to be very productive. No more beating around the bush. Maybe you've been wasting time. I spent about a week and a half in stress where I was not doing very much, and that's a part of trauma. So we're experiencing trauma together, right? And so we spent, everybody's different, and that's okay. If you're still going through the shock, it's shock, not trauma. But when you, when the onset of everything happened, basically, the shock of it takes a certain amount of time to process, and you should not be judging yourself. Like, you shouldn't say, oh, Susie Q down the street has been in shock for 8 days, so she's failing. I did it in 1 day. But you definitely want to get back into reality as soon as possible and get your feet on the ground. But however much time you need to deal with the shock is also necessary within limits. So you shouldn't go into an extreme, but you know, I lost a week and a half just being like completely like WTF, like, and it was a lot, right? And it was a lot for a lot of people. That's why like making fun of people doing crazy things right now, it's kind of problematic because they're doing it because they're in a state of shock. And many people haven't gone through this kind of trauma before. Their bubbles have been burst. It's a very, very shocking event, and it came on so fast. So all those factors are there for trauma. And so for some people, it's very, very intense. So it looks like you're maybe waking up from, you're getting lucidity, and also expect that maybe you'll have that fuzziness several times, so that shock can come back several times as different things happen, but always aim to have clarity. That's why I'm telling you guys, don't drink and don't do drugs. Just flat out, don't do it. Don't change your perception. This is the wrong time to do any of that. You want to be tolerant with whatever state you're going through, but also at the same time, be tolerant of it. So don't beat yourself up for being that way, but also at the same time, seek clarity and seek rational thought and seek perception. Eckhart Tolle is really great right now. The Power of Now. That's a very centering book. So read that if you've never read it before, if even to start, because it'll just be very clear in your vision and be very present. And I think that that in some way is manifesting for you on this day. And I feel like maybe, how do you say, you're leaving and this could be manifesting as an interaction with someone, or it could be this bigger picture thing. So the bigger picture could be manifesting in your interpersonal interactions on this day. So if you may wake up to realize you've been in shock for the last few days, and you're like, okay, on with the program, and let it go. Like, just let it under the bridge as fast as you can. And yeah, with compassion for yourself, okay? Refusing to see Two of Swords, right? I think that that has to do with beating up yourself for not having seen something quicker. When I came out of shock, the big one, I was like, oh, shoot, why wasn't I stronger? Why wasn't I this, that, whatever? And so I think that, and I've been through this kind of stuff before in different capacities. So that's why I think I know a lot about it. And so I'm pretty good at getting back to center after such an event. But I did go through that moment where I was like, why didn't I know faster? Why didn't I react faster? Why wasn't I smarter? All those things. But you have to have compassion for yourself. That's when you apply compassion, that you did the best you could, and there's no reason to beat yourself up for however you dealt with the situation, okay? Then you have, this is a beautiful Ten of Swords. It's the most beautiful Ten of Swords I know. And it has to do with confronting things. It's just like, boom, straight out of shock, you know? You know exactly, straight out, there's just a confrontation, like you see things with clarity. It's like when things are fuzzy, I wonder if I can make this thing fuzz out. When I want it to fuzz out, then it doesn't. But anyway, so you know when the camera gets fuzzy and then it comes into clarity, that's this day. So it gets fuzzy, and then it comes into clarity. It gets fuzzy, comes into clarity. There we go. That's the energy of today. And then you have the Five of Cups. And yeah, so please, just no disappointment. You know, the Little Mermaid made a lot of mistakes by beating herself up for the decisions she made. And in the real story, in the book, it cost her life. She turned into sea foam. So don't regret who you are. Don't regret the decisions. Go with your plan and your strategy, because it's right there. And then you have the Nine of Swords, another beautiful Nine of Swords. So on this day, I think that you're going to be going through a lot of a stage of grief, or maybe some kind of sadness or regret. And so it's important for you to stick with the program, get through this day, deal with your emotions. I feel like you're going to be feeling like you did something wrong, but you didn't do something wrong. And so the goal here is to push through and to seek out the support of concrete people around you who in some way help you. You just need to get through this day. And I think that this day you're going to feel, for a lack of words, feeling like you had messed up, but you didn't mess up. That's the main message, okay? Okay, so that's the whole reading. I hope that helped. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Did you guys want like a summary? I don't know if I do have a summary. I got pretty in depth, but maybe we can do a little pick a card for everyone who's watching live. And then you guys can choose. And whoever's doing time caps, then please let me know. Whoever's doing time caps, then just include the pick a card extra bonus. And the way that this pick a card works is, the way I did it before is I have all the cards together and we can shuffle them up. And then we'll do like 4 cards or 5 cards per pile. And they are all mixed up and they'll give us a message for each day. Okay? And maybe more summary things. I don't feel like I have much more to summarize. I feel like the whole energy already kind of self-explained. So let's just, I'm going to do 5. 5 is really good. The portal card just came through and I was like, oh, so tempted to stick it in, but I don't do that. So we have 3 now, and 5 is good because in the Lenormand readings you do 5 card readings, so that'll give us a nice little thing there. So pick 1, 2, and 3, and that will give you like a general gist of your week before we finish up. And let me know, do you guys like these kinds of readings? We'll get everybody on the program here soon. Okay. Oh, and I dropped a card, so this was missing. 3 of Cups, reunion week. Okay, so this is a week of reunions, you guys. This card was sitting to the side. It wanted to be seen on its own. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I picked number 3 as usual. Let's get right into it and we'll finish up. This was a fun reading for me. I got really into this one, so I hope you did too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your first card is the 9 of Swords, the darkest fears, number 1. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so that you're definitely talking to someone who's providing you compassion and support, and you're working and very focused, nose to the grindstone, head down. 5 of Swords, you're still nervous about it. You're suppressing your emotions a lot this week. And the Devil. Okay, so I think if you chose number 1, I think somebody's going to see you through a week in which you feel very, maybe even isolated, but you have to work this week. And so there's definitely like a lot of energy that you're putting towards something, and there's a compassionate response as you are focusing in on something. And I think that you face something head on that's really intimidating for you. It's an intimidating week for you if you chose number 1, but you're doing it instead of feeling fear and worry. So darkest fears, you start off your week with a ton of ideas that you're afraid of, right? A ton of things are on your mind that you're afraid of, but somebody gives you strength, number 1. And so your resolve is to work hard and to face this situation. And I think that you will, despite, it's not going to be as bad as you feel. And I think that you'll feel very strong at the end. I think that you'll have confronted these big fears, these shadows on the wall, and you will have persevered through it. Okay? Okay, so that's number 1. And number 2, let's go. Let's go for it. So your first card, number 2, is the Last Judgment, Pluto, Blossom. So if you haven't heard yet, this is the card in aspect today or this week with Mars. It's a huge week. In terms, I was going to tell you guys we got through the energy because the moon got through Capricorn, but this week is the most intense energy probably of your life. So I'm just saying, I try not to be dramatic, right? You guys know me from my other readings, but this is it. 9 of Swords. Okay, so again, a big decision that's hard to make. These are coming in strong. And then the 7 of Pentacles. You're making a critical decision this week. And then we have the Key. You're making a decision that's going to open up opportunities in your life. And I think that you're very intimidated to make it. Maybe not afraid, but intimidated for sure. But I think that you will make that decision, and I think it's already happening right now. And so as you make that decision forward, you go through that door. Yeah, hold on for dear life with this one. But you get your wish, 9 of Cups. So we have the Last Judgment. You've probably already made your decision, or you are about to make this decision now. And I have a feeling that there's a lot of thoughts going on in your head. It's a bit of a departure. It's intimidating, but you are still persevering regardless. And this is a long to medium term decision in which something that involves some long-term situation, something that involves a long-term situation and long-term rewards, you're making a decision about that. So it's not something about immediate gratification. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, that key. I love this card because it's saying that there's a door being opened. You're opening your own door towards something, and there's a wonderful outcome. There's a blessing on the other side. You're breaking through, you're winning this week. So if you chose number 2, you're making the hard choice for sure. Okay, and then do you guys like this little round, clarifier round at the end? I like it because it's like I've seen all the cards and now I can bring it in. So number 3, who's with me? Let's see what we got. We have the King of Pentacles, little boss number 3. Either Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or possibly this is you in a very stable situation. 8 of Swords, decisions about what to do. There's a choice that you make between 2 different options. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles, again, also long-term decisions being made. Long to medium-term decisions. 7 of Cups, not sure which one to make. And the Hierophant. Okay, so you turn to something. You turn to your education. You turn to your religion. You turn to someone who you trust a lot. And that's where you will make that decision towards success. I have a feeling that there could be a moment this week in which things seem unsure. And so you need to hold tight, because in the outset, you will get to like a concrete clarity. By next Sunday, you will have concrete clarity about your circumstances. And these long-term, you're taking a bit of a risk this week, it looks like, and there will be a concrete solution that's going to be in line with higher principles in your life. So it seems like maybe you're risking those principles, like maybe they're not going to manifest in the way that you had hoped. But I do have a feeling that it's nervousness. It's nervousness because you're making critical decisions in an unguaranteed environment. Okay? So number 3, you're going to be great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye. We made it. And I'm really happy to announce that if my internet goes down, it's not going to interrupt streaming anymore. So there's a way now to do it, and I didn't even know. So I'm so excited. Okay? Best wishes. And Erica, I'll take your comment as a suggestion, and I'll try to put a video out there. In my community tab, I asked you guys what you guys wanted to see, so go in my community tab and leave me comments there. Okay? Have a great week, you guys. You can do it. We'll see you soon. Bye.